Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome to our March cooking show.
Yes.
First episode we've done. Welcome back
episode.
from February, Valentine's.
So excited.
So we're starting the show with a little espresso midday,
Yes,
getting ready to do
yes.
some cooking.
Cheers.
Remember, coffee bean comes from a plant, so
Yes. Cheers to us. Cheers to you.
little espresso. All right.
Love it. We are ready. Are you ready is the question. Because we are ready
Yes.
for the second quarter of 2024. Everybody's come through their January, February detox. We talked
right.
a lot about hormones, detoxification, getting off those holiday blues, getting off that holiday extra weight that you packed on from those holiday Christmas cookies. We've come through that. So how do we move forward and keep those good things going, keep those good intentions going for the rest of the year? We're going to talk about that today. Our episode is about cooking. You're the master chef.
Lots of cooking. I'm going to do a little bit of cooking.
Fortunately.
Wendell's going to
Yes.
do a little bit of juicing.
I'm the juice guy.
Before we start, if anybody remembers our February episode when Wendell brought his Air Jordans as his
Yes.
favorite thing, well,
Yes, they are.
I just would like y'all to see my little leprechaun pot of gold. I brought my favorite shoes that are gold for St. Patty's Day.
We love
so
it.
I
We
know.
love it. It's
So my
awesome.
favorite thing that I wear and helps me release my serotonin and dopamine.
Get that dopamine
Yes.
rush, that dopamine
So
going,
the Air
yes.
Jordans were a big hit, but I'm bringing it with
Yes.
the gold, Wendell.
Yes.
So yes.
And at the end of the rainbow comes down, you will see
The pot of gold.
Beth.
That's right. Maybe
Welcome.
on all my spare time when I'm not checking everyone's labs and portal messages.
everything
right.
else.
Right.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
So we talk a lot
Good
about
stuff.
juicing and greens and 5 colors of the rainbow a day and vegetables.
doing?
And we have a lot of people who are just eating meat and potatoes and just don't like the texture or they don't like the taste of vegetables. So an easy way to do it, and Wendell's going to make this for us, is smoothies that include fruits, they can include vegetables, they can include all kinds of good antioxidants. So it's a great way to get that into your system. And then I think we're also talking, you're going to demo a little bit, we're going to give you guys a real look into how much sugar is too much sugar and what some of these drinks or products that y'all are ingesting, how this really looks, so you can visualize when we're talking about sugar what you're putting in your body. So it's going to be a great episode.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So
absolutely.
do you have anything
Absolutely.
else, or
Gonna
you want to
creep
get
over here.
started
Yeah,
with
get
your
started,
juicer?
Get started. So
excited.
that
and
was
I'm going to do a little prepping while you're
Yes,
doing that,
let's
and
do
I'm going
that.
to drink my espresso
Let's
so
do
I can
that.
be super energetic.
Beth had a perfect segue. She's talking about sugar, and a lot of our patients, we do a lot of weight loss, we do a lot of hormones, we do a lot of anti-aging, anti-inflammatory diets, all of those things. And the biggest questions we get all the time is, well, what do I drink? What do I eat? I don't know exactly what to consume, and all these hidden sugars are around. So the big rule of thumb, one, is to know your labels. We teach people how to read the labels, like what is a gram of sugar? What does that mean? Well, the easiest thing to remember is that 4 grams of sugar equals 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon is 4 grams of sugar. So I have a couple things here for an example. So we have the good old made here in North Carolina, awesome, but not so much, right? Because when you look at the back of the can, you have 65 grams of sugar. What does that equate to? 65 grams of sugar equates to about 15 teaspoons. So let's see, how many grams of sugar you're getting in that one can? Let's count them. You want to count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm getting tired already. Woo!
Wow.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm gonna use up all your sugar. 13, 14, 15 grams of sugar.
Wow, look at that.
15 grams of
makes
sugar.
my stomach hurt just looking at it.
In 1 can of soda.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. And you're like, well,
crazy.
that's a big can of soda. That's too much for me. I get the little mini cans from the supermarket. I get the little mini cans from the airport or on the airplane. The mini can, for instance, of Coke, 39 grams of sugar in a mini Coke. How much is that? That's 9.7 teaspoons of sugar, 9.7 teaspoons of sugar. So count it out. I always make fun of the frappuccinos, the caramel frappuccinos, the vanilla macchiatos that we get from Starbucks with whipped cream on top. Well, caramel frappuccino, 55 grams of sugar. 55 grams of sugar, that's about 13 teaspoons of sugar in one drink. And then you say, well, I was wondering why I feel bloated, my stomach hurts, I have headaches, I have brain fog, I can't focus, I'm anxious, I need Adderall, I need ADHD medication. My kids are all over the place and they're off the chain. Maybe it's the sugar that we're giving them. The little juice boxes, 25 grams of sugar for a juice box. All right, so just think about that every single day. Well, I have a patient not that long ago that asked me about utilization of the Coke Zero and Pepsi Zeros. They're like, those are fine, there's zero sugar in them, they're okay. What does it contain? Aspartame, potassium benzoate, caramel color. So what are those things? Well, caramel color has something called 4-MEI in it. 4-MEI has been noted by the FDA to be a carcinogen. So caramel color is a carcinogen. Yes, those dark sodas, dark Coke, dark Pepsis, all those sodas you're drinking, you think they're okay? Not so much. Aspartame, what is that? The FDA as well says that aspartame is a known carcinogen. What does it do? We talked about neurotransmitters, how it changes things in your body. It breaks down to methanol, which breaks down to formaldehyde. Those mess with the neurotransmitters in your body. Norepinephrine, serotonin, dopamine all get smushed. What happens? Depression, anxiety, imbalances in your thought processes, focuses are imbalanced, all those things happen, even linked to some ADHD probably, maybe formaldehyde and the lack of tyrosine conversion has been linked to some autism they're suspecting as well, so not so good. Potassium benzoate, that's that preservative that's in those foods, the preservative that's in those diet drinks. Not so good either. They found that contains benzene or breaks down to benzene, which is also a known carcinogen. So that's 1, 2, 3 carcinogens in one drink.
In one drink.
And that's diet?
Yeah.
Probably not so good. So
yeah.
That's why we have this good stuff for you. We got you. We take care of you. Here we go. So if you're pressed for time, and this is one of the best favorites, which is awesome. If you're pressed for time, cold press, which is actually pretty awesome, no pun intended. This has 39 grams of natural sugar, 100% juice. Look at those labels, 100% juice, 39 grams of natural sugar. Notice there's no added sugar. The added sugar is that extra stuff that they put in it, which you don't need. If you're pressed for time, you can grab one of these, or you can just make your own, which we're gonna do today. Awesome, so let's do that. So I go with the organic spinach. Get that organic spinach. I always recommend washing it, rinsing it if you can. I get the organic green apples, very important. I have some mangoes. Thank you, Mom, for growing those mangoes. I can't wait to get my next shipment. My mom ships me mangoes, and I just love them. They're fresh. No, they're not sprayed with antibiotics or anything. It's organic. Amazing. Pineapples. We have some pineapple here as well. Awesome. And we have that Maca Root powder. Maca Root powder. This is great. Anti-inflammatory.
Do you want to mention real quick what Maca Root? We talked about it in February, but Maca Root is an amazing plant-based food, superfood. Yep. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes. So Maca Root, we talk about it's Peruvian, right? So it comes from the Andes. They talk about how Maca Root kind of helps with your libido, it's an anti-inflammatory. It helps kind of synergize you. It helps increase your blood flow in those important areas that you need it, which we talked about for Valentine's Day. We love the gluten-free aspect of it. We love the vegan aspect of it, and overall, it's really good for gut health as well. So overall, it has so many great properties to it. One little teaspoon in there, instead of teaspoon of sugar, teaspoon of Maca Root goes a long way for you, right?
So there's Maca Root powder. You can get it in tea. You can get it. I mean, there's a lot of different ways. There are supplements. There's just a lot of different ways you can get Maca Root.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we love the Maca Root supplements as well. For last month, we talked about Libido Stim.
Yep.
We talked about Maca 3. We have that 20% discount you take advantage of. You have 3 more days to do that. It's been flying off the shelves. Everyone's been loving it. So get yours while it's hot.
Yes.
And of course, we'll always have it available for you, for the women and for the men. Of course, we mix that tribulus with the Maca Root together that can increase blood flow to the private areas for certain people, and makes a big difference for you. So what does spinach do for you? Well, spinach is a great antioxidant. It's good for your gut health, strong vitamin K, strong vitamin C, anti-inflammatory, kind of helps you with inflammation of your system, keeps things moving in your gut. Amazing. What does apples do? Green apples are the best. They're less sugar in them than some of the other apples, and they have that little sweet taste. So if you need a little extra sugar boost, you're craving something in the evening or during the day for sugar, pop yourself a little green apple, may make a difference for you. I love green apples because they also have something called quercetin. You've heard of quercetin, right? Quercetin we like because quercetin is a really good anti-inflammatory for mucus production, anti-inflammatory for the body, for inflammation. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's actually in our favorite product, Mitro Recharge, that we
Mitro
sell a lot
Recharge,
in our
yes.
clinics.
Quercetin.
Quercetin's awesome. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
That's
Quercetin.
right.
And we have an awesome product also, Dehist. I like Dehist and Immune Active.
Yeah.
Immune Active, like for COVID, for inflammation,
Quercetin
for
helps with immunity.
sinuses and everything, helps with immunity, boosts your immune system up. It's amazing for that. Pineapples and mangoes also have quercetin in them. All of these are strong sources of vitamin D, strong sources of anti-inflammatory stuff in them. It's amazing. Flavonoids, mangoes have the polyethanols, which is beta carotene, which beta carotene is good for your vision, your skin, your hair, your nails. I can't get any better than that. Like, why would you ever want to reach for this green drink?
Or this
Or
blue
that
drink.
blue drink, or the other green
this
one.
other green drink when you can have a green healthy smoothie.
Green healthy
Yes,
smoothie with
hopefully.
natural sugar.
Yes.
Let me see, how much is in this Mountain Dew?
Isn't it like 65 grams or something? Or
65, 62?
62 grams of sugar, y'all, in a can. So if you haven't stopped to think about it, think about it.
Wow.
And everything now they supersize, right? So they're even bigger than they used to be.
Right, exactly.
Love it.
You're like, I'll get the mini one, but it's still pretty bad for you.
The mini was the regular size.
Mini is the regular
Yes.
size. Well, let's get started. So let's,
Okay.
I'm just gonna make a quick smoothie here. You guys can watch me do that, right? And my partner's here to watch. She has my back in case I make a mistake.
Yes.
So let's get started. So first, you have your ice. So if you're feeling real hot, get a little ice. We have our organic spinach, so don't need a lot. And this is so quick. You can make it the night before. You can make it in the morning on the way to work. Sometimes I kind of wake the house up by making my smoothie in the morning.
Yes.
Wakes everybody up to get ready for school. It's okay though. It's okay. I make extra for them. A little bit of spinach.
Do you also make your family
And,
coffee when you wake them up?
3-second rule. I don't.
Do you make coffee for everybody?
I don't. Just a smoothie.
Just a smoothie. Just a smoothie. Got it.
So this is already washed, right? So you can put your little bit of spinach in there, tuck it. Apples. Apples, delicious. A couple of apples in here. Yes, I wash my hands. Apples in there. A couple of those. Some mangoes. Ooh, this is good.
Do you want me to cut up a banana,
Pineapples?
or are you just going to shove it in there,
Oh yeah, let me.
or are we maybe not?
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. Let me maybe take half of it, right? If your banana is really yellow, really high sugar content. If your banana is green, much lower sugar content, much better for you. Much better for you.
And bananas are fantastic, y'all, to tighten those short chains with leaky gut. You know, and it's interesting. Bananas are one of the fruits when people have really poor gut health and they have a lot of GERD, it makes them feel worse when they eat bananas. But anyway, long-term, bananas are something we use often in the healing process for fixing the gut microbiome.
All right, so I have my coconut water here. Coconut water is amazing, or alkaline water. Sometimes you can alkaline water. You know, spinach also is very alkaline. Helps alkaline your system, get rid of the acidity in your system. So we pour a little alkaline water or coconut water in here as well, just to kind of liquefy it a little bit. And we are ready to go to make our superfood green mix for St. Patty's Day. Top of the morning to you, by the way. Ooh, I'm so excited.
that.
I'm so excited. Who's
All right,
ready?
let's do this.
Here we go.
That looks delightful.
Delicious, delicious.
I can't drink my green smoothie
Delicious,
alone.
yes.
You're my healthy partner in
We
crime.
have to share. We have
Yeah.
to share together.
All right,
Sharing
let's
is
have
caring.
another. Sharing is caring.
Another cheer,
Happy
another-
St. Patty's
Happy
Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
is so good.
Oh my gosh, incredible.
Can you make me this every day?
Yes, yes. I'll be here at 6 a.m.
I'll be
tomorrow.
here at 6 a.m. I'll have the espresso and you bring the
and I'll
green
make the smoothie, right?
Wow, I really
great.
taste the
This is
apple.
great.
Oh, it's so good.
Wow.
And I need you to ask your mom to send me some mangoes
Yes,
as well.
Mom, send a shipment of mangoes for
send a shipment. All right, I'm going to drink this a little bit later because I can't give up something healthy. Okay, so now we're starting on the food portion. When you see us in practice, we talk a lot about incorporating 5 colors of the rainbow a day. And if you can do that for each meal, that's even more fabulous. Well, this you can use for a lunch or dinner. It's an easy, maybe 20 minute, meal when you talk about prep and boiling the pasta. That's right. So what we're gonna make is vegetables. We're gonna saute a bunch of vegetables. We have green, our favorite color. This is a vegetable pasta. You can get it from Whole Foods, but it's made with red lentil, green peas, and cauliflowers. And so it's a vegetable-based pasta, gluten-free. We always talk about being gluten-free, so we're gonna promote that today as well. I've already boiled down, so the pasta's ready to go. And what we have, so tomatoes. So everybody's used to seeing red tomatoes. Well, here's a great way to have different colors, right? And anytime you have orange and yellow, you have beta carotene, you have a lot of A's, you have a lot of E's. But these are from Wonder World. I get these from Whole Foods. Again, they're organic, grown in mineral-rich soil. Everything here is organic and grown in mineral-rich soil. So anyway, this is a great way I'm gonna saute these down a little bit for the pasta. And it's a great way. Right there, you have a couple different colors. Mushrooms, shiitake. Did I say that right? Shiitake. How do you shiitake? Sorry.
I don't know.
If y'all don't know how great mushrooms are in general, you need to start researching them. Lots and lots of information. Lion's mane, Bella mushrooms, cordyceps. This is a great mushroom that has a lot of antioxidants. When you saute it, it actually releases anti-carcinogens. There's a lot of vitamin B's in mushrooms. So anyway, we could go on and on about how great mushrooms are. I use this style a lot for cooking or if I'm doing a stir fry, but you can use however you want to do it. Broccoli. If you don't eat broccoli, maybe every other day of the week, really start incorporating it in some form or fashion into your diet. It's an amazing antioxidant, anti-carcinogen, works really well to help improve your gut health and fix leaky gut. It's got, what am I missing with broccoli?
It was really good for estrogen. So,
Estrogen, that's
Bronco
right.
Protect, that supplement. When you have, sometimes when we do Dutch testing on our patients, we see that their 4OH pathway, which is the pathway that leads down to DNA degradation, leads to cancers, et cetera. How you could be glutathione deficient, NAC deficient. Well, NAC is a precursor to glutathione.
That's right.
But the broccoli really helps to kind of increase that 2OH pathway, which is a good pathway of estrogen to get rid of those bad estrogen out of your system. So that plus some glutathione is amazing. Yeah, broccoli's great.
Yeah, and speaking about hormones, edamame, the hype about edamame and soy not being good is BS. It's not true. You just want to make sure it's non-GMO based, right? So no pesticides, no glycophosphates, but edamame it as well helps with hormone production, women in menopause. It's a great source of fiber and protein, has a whole bunch of vitamins, minerals in it. Zucchini and squash, and we're getting into summer squash is going to be coming around. Again, you have yellow, so really high in A, E, beta carotene. Zucchini helps protect eyes and has as well A and C. Both give a little bit of vitamin D. So anyway, vegetables, I don't know, do you want to add anything about zucchini squash that I might have missed?
Yeah, like you said, beta carotene, a huge production of that, really strong antioxidant, really strong anti-inflammatory properties we find, extremely great for gut health as well, to really kind of keep things moving. Again, it's just, all these things is just really add to the armamentum and the tools that you have in your toolbox to really reduce the inflammation. Again, inflammation is a precursor to so many horrible things in your body. Between that, the sugar reduction, and the bad hormone, getting the bad hormones out your system, All these things are extremely vital. And again, eating the rainbow, just can't emphasize that enough.
The other thing I would mention is cooking with oils. So this is a fun company I just found in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, where I'm from, but I think they have these everywhere actually. This is avocado oil. So we've talked at some of our other episodes about the amazing products of avocado. I probably have an avocado every day. I mean, I love avocado. But this is, I'm using this today, but even just using olive oil, understand that these good oils have good monounsaturated fats. They again have their own properties for antioxidants. So anyway, choosing a good oil and nothing, don't fry, don't use Crisco, don't use the heavy, what are some of the other bad oils I'm forgetting?
Vegetable oil, canola,
don't use those.
Sunflower oil is better. Avocado oil is better. A little bit of a higher burn rate, so you want to kind of turn on the fire on them, obviously, so that you don't burn your food.
So I'm going to saute. I do the tomatoes usually first, just because they saute down and you get a little bit of juice with it that you can put on the pasta. Again, always great. Keep this in your kitchen. You know, this is Himalayan pink salt. This is very healthy to cook with versus your traditional iodized salt. But either way, salt, most of us are deficient in sodium to some degree. So, and then a couple other garlic powder. I use a lot. I've already put a little bit on my pasta, and I'll put a little bit in the vegetables. It's another ingredient I use quite a bit, or just regular if you get the garlic, the little pellet, the cloves.
Garlic's really excellent for your immune system. Garlic's excellent for your blood vessels. You know, really, really high doses of garlic. Like, you know, we've had patients who take tons and tons of like garlic supplementation. You can start bleeding and bruising, so you have to be very careful not to use too much garlic, but certainly adding garlic to your food is great for your blood vessels. It smooths things out, helps the antioxidant, helps the inflammation of your vascular system. We use it a lot for our cardiac patients who have high blood pressure, have vascular disease. We may add that. I'm a big fan of adding garlic. I use garlic plus with a lot of black currant seed oil. I love that for anti-inflammation. I use some arginine as well, give you the extra nitric oxide. That triple combo we like to use together for blood pressure reduction, LDL reduction, smoothing out of your blood vessels so that you get less inflammation of your blood vessels. Very important, because you know that blood vessel inflammation is what leads to cardiovascular disease, hardened arteries. You start getting plaque buildup, all the inflammatory cascade, inflammatory process that leads to heart attacks, strokes, blood clots in the legs, all these other conditions that people might suffer from. So we'll take a look over here and see what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we've got most of these. I'll do the zucchini separate. The other thing I would say about garlic that Wendell started mentioning is we have a product. It's one of my favorites. Kyolic is a pure refined garlic extract sometimes it's just hard to get enough garlic in a diet that will reduce the meta-inflammation. And when we talk a lot about meta-inflammation, we're talking about the hyperlipidemia state. I can't lose weight, my blood pressure's high, I'm diabetic or pre-diabetic. And so with garlic, with Kyolic, it is amazing at reducing lipid levels. Sometimes people still need statins, that's a whole nother discussion, but I've seen it do amazing things in that hyperlipidemia state. But anyway, garlic itself is a very medicinal plant, or spice rather. All right, so we're coming around. Are you glad that I did gluten-free? You specifically requested gluten-free. I'm just gonna mix up, the pasta's already made. I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit. I already put a little bit of olive oil in the pasta so it doesn't stick. And then butter, you know, again, butter can be good. I use the Earth Balance organic butter. It's the one I just go to. I don't know what kind of butter you guys like, but there's one that's also vegetarian. But this is my go-to for butter.
Plant-based.
Very healthy.
Yes, I'm so glad you mentioned that gluten-free. Like, it's so important to really try your best to avoid gluten if at all possible. You know, some gluten's okay, try to mix it in, but really trying to reduce the amount of gluten you intake. Gluten has been shown in some people to cause a lot of inflammation, a lot of gut bloating, things like that from gluten, a lot of inflammatory processes happen inside your system from gluten. Sometimes what we do, if a person is unsure, you know, come see us. Sometimes we might do a gluten sensitivity test. Sometimes we do a food sensitivity profile just to see what you might be sensitive to, because sometimes you don't know what's causing the gluten. Just had someone recently who had this persistent diarrhea, bloating, gut problem, didn't know what was causing the issue, negative colonoscopy, normal CT scan of their abdomen, colon looked fine. They're like, well, we don't know what the problem is. Ended up doing a celiac panel after they had some gluten, finding out they're positive for celiac, which is essentially can't really have gluten. So, or sometimes we do a food sensitivity profile and find out that there's some things in there like paprika or peppers or certain things like even honey that had turmeric or curry powder. All sorts of things show up on the food sensitivity profile, which is not 100%, but it does help some people figure out what they might be sensitive to figure out what to avoid. So come see us. Come see us. So let's see.
All
How
right,
are we doing over here?
so we just have the zucchini and squash. I'm going to do those separate. Or if I was smart, I would have just used a separate pan and I'd be done with that
That's
already.
all right,
But
that's all right.
however many pans
It's all
you
good in the
have.
same place.
Yes. So I'm going to turn this back on and get
I'm so
these started.
excited.
Yes.
Look at this.
So are you doing anything fun for St. Patty's Day?
Oh, I'm just gonna drink a lot of beer. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just
Well, I
kidding.
mean, green beer
They have some
can be
low-calorie IPAs. Those are
fun
okay.
That's right. I mean, going out to a pub and having a good green beer is awesome too.
Exactly. Oxytocin. So get around those friends, get around your
Oxytocin.
family. The oxytocin flow. We love
Yes.
that, right?
Yes, yes,
Came
yes,
from
yes.
Boston. It was such a big, huge. Oh my gosh, Boston had so much going on. We just loved it out there.
I know.
For St.
Firsthand.
Patrick's
Well,
Day.
you've spent a lot of time in Boston.
Yeah, it was great. It was
You and
great.
Myra lived there, right? for a
Yeah,
while?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I love how Beth's not like overcooking it, like burning out all the good stuff in the
No,
food.
I'm a good cook,
This is
Wendell.
great. You
Yes,
are. You
yes.
are. I'm watching.
Yep.
Oh my
I
gosh.
like it where it's not,
good.
you know, it's not too crispy, but
Yeah,
it's right.
yeah.
We're frying all the elements out.
Yeah, just right. And a
Yep.
cast iron pan
Yes.
kind of holds in the.
Yeah, so a
holds in all
cast
the
iron
nutrients.
pan, you also get iron from that when you cook
Mm-hmm.
with it. So a cast iron pan is amazing to cook with for all the other elements.
That's great. I also noticed how Beth is really avoiding those non-stick pans. I love that because you stir those. Two things. One, the non-stick pan. You're getting all the non-stick stuff that's carcinogenic into your food. Two, because you notice after a while you scrape the pan and there's like no non-stick stuff left. I wonder where it went. It's like in your system. Two, I noticed that we're using the wood spoon and not the plastic spoon. The heat in
Yeah.
the plastic spoon, not so good. So this is just
Yeah,
perfect.
all the good
All the
cooking
little
elements,
things, right?
yeah.
Those xenoestrogens that you have in your house, because we talked about not warming stuff up in plastic, trying not to really store it in plastic. Like, so we have our glass. We have our glass bowls. We're drinking out of glass. All of those things are huge. Getting those xenoestrogens, all these little things, all those little tiny things over time. So think about the 2-year-old, the 5-year-old, the kids at your house, all those little exposures to those things over time. And then when you're 45, you feel terrible, you have headaches, you can't lose weight, you have brain fog, adult onset ADHD, some major depression, anxiety, all these things kick in and you're wondering why, right? So part of it's just part of the package.
Yes.
Part of the package.
So here is our zucchini and squash sauteed. Look how delish. Love it.
So good.
Zucchini is very hearty too. I mean, you can shred it. If you've ever done zoo noodles are another great way to incorporate zucchini into your family and for your kids.
Yeah, low calorie.
And put pasta spaghetti sauce over top. It's great.
Protein,
So
get good
yeah.
protein.
All right, I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, and a lot of countries when they don't have meat and they just rely on like vegetables, things like that, zucchini, squash, potatoes, sweet potatoes, all of these are really good sources of protein and carbs. So
Yeah.
without having to get, just
Yep.
Pepsis and all the other crap. So
That's right. And this is basil. So grow your own herbs, or you can get, basil tree from the store, but I love cooking with fresh basil for almost everything, honestly. Or if you just use it as a little herb, you can get it, in a container and just put it in your food. It keeps things very flavorful, especially as summer's coming around. I can't wait for it to be warm.
yeah, it's coming.
So yeah, I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit and I'm gonna serve it and we'll show you how it looks. All right. So you just pick your favorite bowls or plates. So again, gluten-free, vegetable-based pasta. And we have all the colors of the rainbow, right? We have greens, yellows, vitamin A, C, we have D, we've got B's in here, we've got all of it, so it's great. Put a little more zucchini on. Okay, I can get a bigger one. Now, microgreens, I use these in everything. It drives my children nuts. I put them on their sandwiches. I put these on pizza. I put these on top of scrambled eggs. This microgreen specifically is a broccoli microgreen, but there's one that's a super healthy multifunctional microgreen. You can get these at, where I get them is Fresh Market or Whole Foods. I don't know if the other stores sell them, but that's where I tend to get them. So we'll top it with some microgreens for our gut microbiome is going to be cheering. And voila, here, I'll give you the bigger one. There you go. Because you're a growing boy. All right, let's get our forks.
Yay.
Yeah, this is so exciting. Having dinner with Wendell.
No plastic forks.
That's right. So.
Ooh, this is so exciting.
So easy, guys, right?
So
like
easy.
Easy prep.
I mean, that was like maybe 5, 7, 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes at the most.
Easy you can throw
Right?
together
Healthy
if
meal.
you're busy with sports, with activities, and it's hearty. Your kids will love it. And if you want to do a red pasta sauce or a sauce on top, you can do that.
some.
All right, I'm gonna have.
Okay, let's go for it.
It's good. I love the mushroom.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So a little bit of this
Gluten-free pasta. Oh,
and a smoothie.
and a smoothie. You have to wash it all down. Yeah.
All right. Well, that is it for our cooking channel.
Cheers.
Our cooking episode, our first
Yes.
one ever. Give us some feedback.
Yes.
Let us know if there's anything you want us to cook. We're happy to put it together for you. We are coming back to you in April. So in April, we are going to bring more information about peptide therapy, some fun things about jumping into spring, and maybe some new modalities we're going to toss around. So anyway, thank you for joining us. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and we will be back in April.
Yes, it's amazing. Thank you for joining us again. Like, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Like us. If you want to come see us again, it's www.heritageucpc.com. 2 convenient locations at your service, full service. Again, we do a little bit of everything: hormones, weight loss, diet, autoimmunity, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, primary care. Is your doctor doing that? Ask yourself that question. If he's not, come see us.
All right. Bye, guys.
This is good.
Good. Help yourself.